Oh my gosh. So, welcome to the Dare Show podcast. It's a very somber morning. Last night, it was announced that Leon Talley passed away. And I'm extremely saddened by the news. I'm not gonna say I'm like a huge Andre fan, but I did, I follow him on like social media. He always posts like these long ass oh wait, I meant to look up something. I don't know if I can find it anymore. Oh man. He would always post these long ass descriptions and paragraphs, and I can't even think. But he would always post these long ass words about his pictures, and he always celebrated his friends and the black entertainers. I think one of the last posts he made was about Beyonce and Jay-Z and Tiffany, and how fabulous and amazing this moment was when the Tiffany, oh my god, am I gonna cry? The Tiffany Diamond, oh, one other thing. Okay, so I don't know if he was running his Instagram, or because clearly people are running his Instagram right now. But someone, I don't know if he, that makes me so crazy because I screamed when that happened. So he made something about Beyonce. He made a post about Beyonce, and he got something wrong. And because I'm a former Beehive member, I clearly remember mostly everything pre-Lemonade. After Lemonade, I can't really keep up. Um, Not in a bad way. But he wrote something about like her Vogue article. Oh no. I think it was the Met Gala. It was the Met Gala, the one after she had Blue, and he like mixed it up like the year or something. I was like, oh no, this is the wrong year or something like that. And I think his team or he liked the comment or something and like said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Blah 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 blah. I forget. I think he liked the comment. I don't think he said anything. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" He like, "Oh my gosh!" And I screenshot it. I don't know where it is. I have to make it like an email or something. Um, but yeah. So I remember Andre. I'm not like the hugest fashion person in the world, but did become like kind of obsessed with Andre for a moment because I watched his documentary years ago, and then I rewatched it like a couple years ago. I was like, oh my goodness, The Gospel According to Andre is on Hulu. It's amazing. Um, and then like this house situation. Okay, wait, but first, I watched him on Top Model. I'm like a huge Top Model fan. I was like, oh God, I can't watch Top Model anymore. And he was on like one of my favorite seasons, the like high fashion seasons. And as we know now, Andre kind of got uh it's so sad. Like he wasn't because I wish he would have talked about Top Model. Oh goodness. Even though I think Jay said they did him wrong, and he was like, he went to Jay one time, I think Mr. J, and was like, there are snakes in the river or something, something very dramatic like that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go watch. I'm gonna have to go find. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch the J Manuel chats and have a good laugh and talk about that. But he was on like the high fashion seasons. It was like this rebirth sort of a Top Model, and they had like these high fashion seasons, and it was like Vogue. They were looking for a high fashion model, and I think well, not I think Andre was very. Andre got. I think Tyra said she went to Anna to ask her permission or something like that. And I'm not even sure if I'm mixing things up. And so they had a lunch, and so Andre was like, okay, I'll do it. And then he was on. I think he was. Yeah, he was on that All Star season. That was his first season, I believe. No, 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 no. Oh, I can't remember. Anyways. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, his leverage. He got Vogue Italia on Top Model. To work with Top Model, have it as like you get the cover and a spread or whatever, whatever. And he just like was such a like incredible spirit to watch and such funny, and it was just like they didn't have a lot of black people on the show in sort of general, especially as judges. And he was just like the perfect judge. He was always so positive. He was so funny and so witty and so. Oh, I can't believe he's not here anymore. And the thing about me is, okay, my Instagram is such like I don't follow a lot of church people, but like somehow you follow a certain thing and it pops up, and so like, but a lot of church people, they just like not getting out of here, right? And so it comes up on my Instagram, and I'm like, I'm so sick of watching this on my Instagram. I'm like, I need to get off of Instagram because I can't take it anymore. But the thing is, social media has made everybody accessible and available, and then when they're gone, when they get out of here, it's like, oh gosh. Like my first experience with that was with Tina Marie. December 24th, the night of December 24th, Tina was tweeting and like, okay, I'll see y'all, talk to y'all in the morning or whatever, whatever. And then that night, she went and had like a seizure or something in her sleep or something like that. And she passed, she got out of here. I was just like, wait, but Tina was just tweeting last night. What you mean she's gone? It was so crazy. But yeah, okay, so Andre, yeah, go watch his documentary. I wasn't that interested in his book. I'm not gonna be honest. I'm still not that interested in his book. I just became like so obsessed. It was like this like creature, not a creature in a bad way. This person who spoke of his grandmother and Mrs. Reland and how he was just like obsessed in the most obsessed in the most heartfelt lifestyle way. He made fashion his lifestyle. He made fashion his lifestyle. He made it his life. And he said he wasn't like I talked about Andre the past year on the show, on the Dare Show podcast. He wasn't compensated. I think I did say that. He wasn't compensated. I might have been a little critical on Andre, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Anyways, he said he wasn't, compensated as his white counterparts at Vogue. This whole riffraff with Anna, and she definitely has done him dirty. Um, Pretty much all his, white counterparts in the fashion industry have done him dirty in his latter years, which is so unfortunate and a lesson to be learned. And for the people who are going into this crazy ass business. Uh, I don't think him and Anna reconciled. I definitely don't think that happened. It's just very sad. Um, but yeah, his love and his stories were just so fascinating. So I had to like really research, and I watched so many interviews and uh he was when he was promoting his book Life in the Chiffon Trenches, I think it's called, or the Chiffon Trenches. It's just so sad, and especially the saddest thing. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it was of the COVID, as some people, as my mother would say, the Corvid. I don't know if he passed away from the Corvid. The TMZ said it was like he was in White Plains, New York, which is where he lived. Somebody said they saw him like during Christmas, like in Paris, like drinking tea, or they think they saw him. I don't know how you think you saw Andre. Come on now. Um, But they were saying he was in White Plains in a hospital, and it's just like, oh gosh, it's very sad. And it's like watching all these people's posts, and I feel like we're not talking enough about Andre. Did he get his flowers while he was here? I kind of feel like he did in a way, yeah. I feel like that documentary did. Um, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna lighten up a little bit. Remember when he was on? No, he wasn't on. Mariah. He clinged to Mariah during the Mimi, emancipation of Mimi era, and he was just so praiseful of her fashion. I think tried to elevate her fashion into this glamorous moment that was befitting of the album and the era. And he was like, she went on Oprah for the next album, the E equals MC squared promotion tour. She was on Oprah doing the interview. She was talking about, we have this one friend in common who was saying I needed to lose weight. Well, she didn't say it like that, but she was basically saying, he told me I needed to lose some weight. And then certain people's comments about his passing and their thoughts about him really made sense. One from the top model, oh my gosh. It's like the history lesson has just disappeared. He was such a historian. He understood fashion. He understood the history. He understood, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss this moment. This what a treasure. What a treasure to have Andre with us. To have had Andre with us. One of the women from Top Model who won Top Model, Krista White, who was this dark skinned, edgy, cheekbone out, beautiful woman. She said, "What an iconic legend in the fashion world you were. I'm honored to have shared space and time with you. I will always remember the words you spoke over me after winning Top Model. Thank you for all you've contributed to the fashion world. You will be missed." This is from Crystal White. She talked about, yeah, those were her words. He adored Krista. I'm sorry, did I say Trista? What the hell was a Trista? Krista. He adored Krista. He was like referencing her face to other models, and this one model, I can't think of her name, but he knew every model. He knew every like color, every design, every fashion designer. The stories he had from, I think it was like, oh, I can't even remember the name. I think it was, I want to say, I'm looking at the person. I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember like, I want to say it was like McQueen or somebody. And how he, oh, no, 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 John Paul. Never mind. Never mind. But it was just like so many stories and how he like elevated and helped out designers, and how he just loved fashion and he loved the models and he loved black women. Another story, or all Jennifer Hudson said was, "You were always there," and there were so many pictures of him and her throughout the years, and that, I'm sure he looked at Jennifer the way he looked at Krista. He just loved her and thought she was such a beautiful talent and such an amazing moment for the culture at the time, when she was with Effie and stuff coming out. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Andre. How, at the end of the day, he was such a special person to the world, and he has such a wealth of knowledge. That's the thing. The thing that I find so entertaining, not entertaining, so fascinating and so intriguing, how knowledgeable he was about his craft, and that is just such an incredible thing. Going back from like Miss Reland, and I think he went through like he was Miss Reland's assistant in the anecdotes and the stories he has about that, and then I kind of blame it because it's been a while. It's been a couple of years. It's been like, yeah, 2020. I think that's when I really went into it. Did not see this coming. I don't think we all. It's just such a heartbreaking moment. Um, I can't believe it. 73. What's her name? This lady. She said something. She's a fashion somebody. I forget. What's her name? Not I want to say it starts with a Bevy Johnson, Bevy Smith, Bevy Smith. She was talking about, I don't know how I find I don't always find what people say the truth or not the truth. I just like, okay. Um she was talking about how COVID has kind of robbed us quickly in a way. In a way, yes, I would say not that they've had COVID or it's an indirect effect, like these shelves being empty and stuff not being in the stores anymore. But she was just saying how COVID has kind of indirectly robbed us of not having of elderly people not not being able to like go out and do whatever. So they're just in their houses all day. What did she say? I think about the elders we have active who had active lives before COVID. Mary Wilson, Sarah Dash. Oh, we don't really know what happened to Sarah Dash. That's the one that, like, whoa, that was really a shocker. Ronnie Spector and my friend Andre Leon Talley. The last years of our lives lost to sitting at home. That's all of our stories, really. I'm telling you, no one is getting out of this pandemic unchanged. She says, "Good night, y'all. Please say a prayer for Andre. He's gone home to the Lord, and he's finally reunited with his grandmother." And then somebody said something about his family, but I'm like, I don't think he had any family. I think he was the only child. Or maybe he had one sibling, but I don't think Andre had any family. Like direct relatives? I don't think so. I don't remember him talking about that. Ah, it's just such. He was, yeah. Last thing, it is so crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. I was looking like, what am I gonna talk about coming up? Um, and I was like, let me look up. Let me look up what's going on with his. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about on the podcast, so I was like, let me look up and say what's going on with his lawsuit. And I literally looked this up like Sunday. I had to have been on Sunday because that's when I was like in a crisis mode a little bit, and nothing came up. And I'm very shocked that this is the news that has come up. But he was lastly in this like housing lawsuit battle with I think it was like Mark Jacobs or somebody, saying or not but saying that Andre, excuse me, Andre owned the house, but or Andre was paying towards the house, and they were saying you haven't paid towards the house, you owe us back rent, and he's like, we had a contract, but it was verbal. It was just a mess. And that's very sad that was some of the last moments of his life. It's very crazy and very sad. But to Andre, thank you. Thanks to Andre and his incredible contribution. I don't want to be mundane like everybody else. But actually, when you think about it, thank God for his incredible contribution to the fashion industry as a black man. Um, yes, he had his struggles, but overall, if you think about it, his triumphs, what's the word, triumphants? His wins were winning. Um, that's all I have to say about Andre Leon Talley. Okay, so welcome back to the Dare Show podcast. We're going to talk about some music right now. I want to say that the song of the week and the song of the week is a song called American Pie, but not by the original people. You have to go listen to American Pie, Madonna's version. Madonna did it. I think it was like 2001 or 2000. She put her version out. It was for a movie, I believe. And if you don't know, one thing you need to know about Madonna is she has a lot of number ones or top 10, top 5 songs related to a movie soundtrack. I was shocked. Madonna really is a chart queen. Like I read last week, I think she has like 38 top 10 songs on the Billboard. Which is very fascinating. She has a lot of movie soundtrack number ones or top tens, top fives, whatever. But American Pie, I'm into like. I don't think American Pie did so well her version. Um, but I have to tell you, it's incredible. I don't say that a lot about Madonna. Madonna has hits and hell has a lot of misses sometimes, but in terms of hits, this is one that came through, baby. It, like I said, it's such a great modern remix, right? It starts off a little slow and then it picks up and it has like these different sounds into it. And her voice sounds so clear. It's a little nasally. She's doing some really good singing on it. What? Sorry, I was just reading something. What the hell? What does that have to do with anything? No matter. She did some really great singing on it. Um, it was in between Ray of Light and the music era. So, let's see what you want about that. I don't know. What else? What else? What else? What else? She does it very well. Her voice is very crisp. It comes through very clear, and it's kind of catchy, to be honest. I don't know the words. I keep forgetting the words. A long, long time ago. Something, something, something. And the video is pretty cute. Okay, the reason why I say American Life, I think Madonna was definitely in her America fucking sucks bag. And this was probably like the beginning of it. After music. Also, this is sort of like the still. I feel like this is what bedtime stories should have been. Music, the music album, I feel like this is what bedtime stories should have been. Coming off of like this specific era into another toned down era in a way, a more palatable era. uh yeah. It's toned down. It's really good. Go listen to American Pie. I think it's from like a movie soundtrack. I can't find the chart, so I'm gonna forget about the chart number. Um, Next on my list, the Grammys. So the Grammys are coming back. They actually are. They have a date, and it's gonna be in Las Vegas. It's gonna be April 3rd, April 4th, April something. April 3rd, I think. Hosted by what's his name? That Noah dude. that Noah dude who hosts like the Tonight Show or the Daily Show, whatever. Do they need a host? I would prefer not. Or just bring LL Cool J back. Like LL Cool J was so good. Like, why did they throw him away? And then they brought Alicia in. I was just like, no. And then I think he did the Noah. He did it last year, and it still was a no. But anyways, it's gonna be in Las Vegas. We'll see what pops off then. Las Vegas is forever open. I find it very interesting. Yeah. So let's talk about Martin Luther King right quick. Martin Luther King, his day was on Monday. People came out and shop till they drop, baby. But Martin Luther King, first of all, he did a lot of good for the society and the progression of civil rights. But okay, wait, let me just say this first. The fact that we have to fight for civil rights, it's so ridiculous. The fact that, you know, the LGBT community had to fight for equal marriage equality is ridiculous. The fact that women had to fight for women's rights is absolutely mind blowing. Like, I'm just like, why isn't this a thing? Like, why do we have to make it a thing? You get what I'm saying? America is so fucking weird. It's just weird. And the fact that we can't, or they're not thinking about rewriting the Constitution that was, 500 years ago, written, and now, 500 years later, we have to, same with like the Bible and principles of the Bible. Not that we have to rewrite the Bible, but I think, certain things apply. Never mind, because the Christians are gonna say God's word stands the test of time. So never mind. Y'all do what you want with that. But as far as the Constitution and laws, I feel like we need to update them, make them modern to fit our lives, because especially this gun control shit, there's no. I'm going off on a tangent, baby. There's no reason why people in the hood should have these like AK-47s, these bop, 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 bloop, bloop, bloop bombs and guns sitting in the garage. These hunting rifles sitting in the garage. There's no reason. I don't understand. And then the fact that you can get a gun, it's so easy to get a gun. And that these crazies are getting guns and misusing them. It's America. God bless. So Martin Luther King. First of all, secondly, I can't watch anything Martin Luther King. It's something about him. I think as a child, watching that content and like the black and white and his voice, it's very scary. I'm not that scared now, but I'm not gonna rush to watch something alone in my house at 11 o'clock with the lights out with Martin Luther King on it. But okay, so yeah. Um, Yeah, okay, so yeah. So slavery. Some brief thoughts about slavery. As a black person in America, living the repercussions of the violence of slavery, I'm a grateful person that, if I was born 100 years ago, would I be able to survive slavery? I want to say my first answer is no, but then I think about it. I probably could have, but my first answer is still no. And I feel like the only answer is no, even though I think in the Bible, somehow slavery is justified and was supposed to happen. It doesn't make sense. It's confusing. It's just, it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's a lot of, civil rights is cool. Well, not cool, but civil rights is cooler than slavery, in my opinion. A lot of things have happened that are cooler, but slavery, that part, that racism into slavery. I mean, we can deal with racism, but racism into slavery. I think slavery is a heinous act, and I'm very thankful for the people who before me, my ancestors, and what they had to go through. But then I think about them, and I feel so horrible. I feel horrified that they had to live their lives as a slave. As a slave. It's disgusting. I'm not gonna cry. Um, Kindred. People are sick and tired of the slavery movies. I was too, until, there's still some slavery movies out there. Slavery, or, yeah, I think there's one of the good ones was Underground. Oh, it was a movie. Was it, which was that on FX? Underground was on, wait a minute, with Journey and that, under, only had 2 seasons. I didn't like that Underground switched it up after the second season. I feel like that low key was their downfall in a way. Oh, come on, give me the who was Underground by WG in America. Okay, never mind. Anyways, so the last slave movie I saw that was absolutely disgusting was 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years of Slave. 12 years a slave. I'm sorry. That movie was disgusting. Like, come on, you guys. I can't believe that happened. And I think that was based off of, no, I believe it was based off of a true story. That was horrifying. I low-key would watch it again. But it was a disgusting movie. Not like the movie itself, but like the fact that that happened. Disgusting. Anyways, am I going to cry today? Okay, hold up. So, there's a new slavery television show coming out, and it's called Kindred. And a lot of people were reading it for filth, sick of the, slavery movie narrative going around. I have to say, Kindred, I'm excited for. The only reason why, because I know about the story. Kindred, I did read in high school. I don't remember. I think it was freshman or sophomore year. Them fucking books. I mean, they had us reading books back to back to back, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, can we stop? Mr. Harding, oh my goodness. So, yeah, Kindred. It's a good. I'm gonna tell you the plot. The plot is it's a trippy ass book. First of all, because the plot is I think it's by Octavia Butler. Do I still have it? I think I still have it. I do still have it, but I'm not reaching over to look and see. So it's this black woman. I think she's either going to marry or she's married to a white man, and she's in like Los Angeles, modern day. I wonder if they're gonna modern day, or they're gonna modern day it for whatever the book time is. So it's gonna be by FX. Let me just tell you that FX. The reason why I'm telling you about it because I believe in it because FX is behind it. FX gives you good content. The American horror stories. Are you kidding me? Especially like the Coven, the Coven season. Sick. Um, the Betty versus what's her name? A lot of Jessica Lange stuff. American Horror Story. Um, that American Russian show. Anyway, really good stuff on FX. So I believe they're going to give it to you good. Black woman married to a white man. She somehow is transported back to a time period of slavery, and she just goes through these like back and forth transitions, or not transitions, like being teleported back and forth. And she'll always be transported from the slavery moment when it's gonna get really bad, and then she'll be transported back to modern day, and then she'll be transported back to the slavery part, and I think it'll be like the after effect of whatever bad happened. Crazy. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think she gets like lashed, she gets whipped. I think she gets whipped, and then like it transfers her body, like her body is still whipped back to. Okay, I might be just making shit up, but her body gets transferred back to the American part, the modern day, and it's just like these conjured contrasts and these moments of like what the hell is going on, and these what did I write down? Comparisons and contrasts and confusions. And I'm excited. I'm forgetting exactly like what the point is of her doing all this, but I'm excited. I believe it's coming soon because they did have a little like photo press. Here we come, here we go. Octavia Butler, yeah. That's her name. So please look out for that. I am excited. I'm gonna see right quick if I can find a date. I don't think we have a date yet. It should be coming out soon, yeah, because it said a pilot was ordered in March. So wait, what was this? This was this year. So a pilot was ordered in March, and on to another little black story right quick before I end the podcast. Why do I say that? I said podcast. Um, Abbott Elementary is very. It's getting a lot of backlash. I haven't seen any backlash, to be honest. I've seen lots of praise, lots of this show is amazing, but I guess that's the white people complaining about it. I don't know what they're complaining about. It's very office. It's very punny. What's her name? Leslie Nope. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Very that style. Look at the camera, break the third wall, whatever, fourth wall, whatever it's called. It's funny. It's with Tyler James, the gorgeous Tyler James Williams, I think his name is. The gorgeous Cheryl Lee Ralph. Cheryl Lee Ralph. The lady from I know where she's from. I just can't ever think of a movie she's from in. What movie is that lady from? I don't know. They have this new comedian, newer comedian. She's the principal. She's gotten funnier. I did not like her in like the first episodes. Her voice is very monotone. She's she's kind of funny. That's the only thing I don't. That's the only two things. I literally don't have two things about well, three ish. The creator and main character. Her fashions are ridiculous. We're definitely in like a modern day, but she looks like Susie Homemaker, and she looks older. Her clothes make her look older. The wig makes her look older. Her character is not that interesting to me. The principal character, she's not that funny to me, but she's gotten funnier. That's all I have negative really to say about the show. It's very funny. I love the show. Lee Ralph, Tyler James Williams is in it. It's a really good show. It's about these teachers were trying to work in this bad environment. Well, not bad environment, but like this broke down school. And they're doing everything to make it better. The only thing I don't like so far is that the storyline, I don't want her and Tyler to be like into each other so fast. I definitely think it's going to get a season 2. I definitely think that. Also, I saw this post about, Moesha, Brandy, and Shirley Ralph being quote unquote reunited on a ABC or a TV network. So I'm like, Queens. I'm done watching Queens. Brandy's on Queens. It's Brandy and Notori. And it was Eve, but they killed Eve off. So I'm done watching that. Like, I'm just like, why did you have to kill her off? Season 1 of Queens is giving us like, they're getting straight to the point, and it's like, what the fuck is left? What's left? Eve is gone. You got straight to the point. You killed off 2 characters in 1 season. And it's about a show about music. Like, I didn't know we were watching the reprise of Ghost Power. So I'm done watching Queens. But they were just like, Shirley Ralph and Brandy are on the same network on the same night, back to back. And I'm like, oh, we have Nigga Night on ABC. So Nigga Night is on Tuesdays, I believe. So check out Abbott Elementary. Check out Queens if you want. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I can't find a release date for Kindred. Kindred TV. Wait. Okay, that's not it. Anyways, thanks so much for listening to the Dare Show podcast. I'm on Instagram at My Love Money Tonight. I'm on YouTube at the Dare Show podcast. Shout out to Leon Talley and his mini stories. Go check out Andre, just a simple Andre interview. You'll be so entertained. Just a wealth, like I said, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of a person. Just incredible. Go check out American Pie by Madonna. Stop trying to hate on Kindred, because it's going to be good. I'm telling you, it's going to be really, really, really good. And I'll be back next week. Hopefully with some good news. Thank you for listening.
Actually want that one? Okay. Or who are we making cookies for, boo?
The whole family.